Thank you all for coming today. It's good to see so many students here. We're here to kick off the second Classmates for Life Film Festival. And the film festival is all about drug education. It's about peer-to-peer communication using your phone or video camera to make a 30 to 60-second video and sharing what you think about drugs and drug abuse with your fellow classmates. So first, I'd like to invite Sheriff Chuck Jenkins to the podium, and he can give us a little overview of what's happening in Frederick.
We're so sorry. We're sorry. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I want to talk a little bit about the heroin opioid addiction problem, not only in Frederick County, but in this country. And think of this number, 91. 91 people every day in America die from heroin or opioid addiction. So about every 15 minutes, somebody drops dead of an overdose. What we're seeing here is more than a public health crisis. I think it's a societal crisis. People, for whatever reason, are in some cases, making the decision to experiment or try or are hooked on opioids, which turned into heroin addiction, which in many, many cases results in overdose deaths. In Frederick County, this all started back in about 2012 when we started to see heroin overdoses here locally. We saw a total of 21 heroin opioid overdoses in 2012 with 6 fatalities. That number has doubled every year until last year in 2016 we saw a total of 409 heroin opioid overdoses in Frederick County. 54 of those overdoses were fatal. This year so far we're seeing 305 plus cases of overdose. 45 people have died so far in Frederick County this year, so this is not slowing down, it's not stopping. I'm here to encourage the people of Frederick County, and especially the student body, the students, because you're what this is all about, to reinforce the fact to you that this is a crisis problem, something that has to be addressed, and we can't address it as government, as public health, or as law enforcement. We need to count on you, we need to count on students to support each other, be the eyes and ears for us out there, help us address the problem through your friends and your peers. So thank you for having me here today to express my view on the magnitude of this problem.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Barbara Brookmeyer from the Health Department.
Hello, thank you. And so I know as students you want to make sure that everything is based in some data, so I've got just some quick slides for you to communicate the magnitude of the issue, and I do want to repeat also what Sheriff Jenkins had said, that, as peers, your peers are more likely to listen to you than perhaps somebody in a uniform or a white coat. So there is data on the Frederick County Health Department's website specifically related to Frederick County data. And so you might remember that you had taken the Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance Survey data. The most current year's data will probably come out just when this contest is over. But from the prior year's data, 2013 to 2014, you see the middle school students and the high school students, so currently drank alcohol, so that's in the last 30 days. 6% in middle school said that they did, and in high school, that's up to 31%. So if you think, 1 out of almost every 3 students has been drinking alcohol, and even more concerning is the binge drinking, 5 or more drinks in a row at 16%. So we're really talking about what the magnitude of the challenge is here in Frederick County. And there is decades and decades of data that looks at, for students who have or individuals who have their first drink of alcohol before age 14 are significantly more likely to have problematic alcohol use as adults. And so then if you look at tobacco too, middle school, and then moving on to high school, how the percents of students who are using tobacco and tobacco products definitely increases significantly. And so for marijuana use, reporting current use, 1 out of 5 high school students are current users. So, there is a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding. I know just hearing from some even sixth graders last week saying, well, it's legal in California, so it must be okay. It's not, and it's not for young brains. There's functional imaging imaging tests that have been done that are now able to demonstrate what the impact is of early alcohol, early marijuana, or substances that are psychoactive on the developing brain. And some of those changes can impair someone for the rest of their life. So even if they don't go on to develop problems or are able to get into recovery, those changes are still there. And prescription drugs, taking drugs that weren't prescribed to them. Next one, please. And heroin use. Next one, please. And then just the magnitude, like the sheriff had said. So in Frederick County, an average of an overdose a day from just opioids, and then also a death a week in Frederick County with opioids. But then alcohol is still a significant contributor to overdoses and deaths, as well as increasingly cocaine is being recognized. So it's more than heroin and opiates that are problematic. That's it. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Jennifer Coppett, President of the Southern Frederick County Rotary Club.
Good morning, and thank you for coming. I appreciate it. As Billy said, I'm the president of a Rotary Club in Southern Frederick. I am part of one of 5 clubs in Frederick County. We are an organization of 1.2 million professional philanthropists, and this project falls under the multiple areas of focus that we have as Rotarians. When we look at projects, it doesn't matter what club you're in, we try to judge them by the Rotary 4-way test. And the first part is it the truth? Well, clearly this is the truth. The statistics that she just shared, they don't lie. We have a crisis on our hands. Every single morning when I watch the news, every single morning for as long as I can remember, there is something in the news about heroin and the opioid crisis. So we definitely have a problem. People can't argue it away. Second, is it fair to all concerned? The project is fair to all concerned because we're dealing with a crisis that knows no bounds socioeconomically. It doesn't discriminate based on race. It doesn't discriminate based on gender. So we need to attack the problem, and the more layers of society and the more people we get involved, from government to philanthropic organizations such as Rotary, to students, to people that are not involved in philanthropic organizations, the better chance we have of conquering this situation. I strongly feel as a Rotarian, in a club that is very proactive, that all is not lost. This is not a hopeless situation. There are opportunities out there for organizations like my own and other nonprofits and other organizations such as Wells House that does rehabilitation and then law enforcement, that we can make a difference and we can slow this down to a point where it dies off on its own. I'm not naive, but I really think that we can make a difference. Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Well, nobody really thinks of the heroin crisis and the opioid crisis as building friendships. But I can tell you, as somebody who's works within the Rotary, I have made friendships. I've made friendships, they're in the very beginning stages with my friends at FCPS, but sitting around the table and talking with them about how we're going to go about executing this project, that's the beginning of a friendship. That's the beginning of a network that I did not have before. And I feel strongly that that's the kind of networking and building of goodwill and better friendships that improves the community overall. It makes it easier for us to actually talk about things. Right? FCPS has just been phenomenal. I've been so impressed by our councilman, Billy Shreve, to even come up with the idea. You know, when I Google events like this and I find that other Rotaries and other organizations are doing contests, but it's writing an essay, it's making a speech. Well, this is really motivating. It's very exciting because he's come up with an idea that's going to capture kids' imaginations in a way that they already communicate on a regular basis. And that's by video. That's by showing themselves or showing their friends in a video format and then blasting it across the universe. Anytime you put something out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or all these other formats, it captures people by the hundreds immediately. An essay, it captures us. A speech contest, it captures us. Whatever gets promoted here, I think there's something like 50,000 views just on some of the videos from the previous contest. There's no essay in the world that hits 50,000 people, right? And finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Absolutely. I've already spoken about how a program or a contest like this can hit multiple layers. And I really hope that you as students really do get involved, spread the word. And as Rotarians, we're very happy in Frederick County to step up to provide financial assistance to make scholarships happen as a motivating factor for participation, as well as the funding of additional prizes. So thank you, Councilman Tree, for approaching us to participate. Thank you for FCPS for just being ultimate and consummate professionals. It's really been a pleasure and very exciting to work with such an organized group of people. And thank you to the rest of you for your participation as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next, we're going to show the promotional video. So you can go to the Frederick County Public Schools website or classmates.com or Classmates for Life on YouTube and check out this video. It tells you all about the contest.
Lights, camera, action. FCPS is seeking student video producers for a new contest called Classmates for Life. All you have to do is answer the following. If you're in elementary school, why are drugs bad? If you're in middle or high school, how can drugs wreck your world? We will have prizes for best entries, a red carpet celebration for participants, and several publicity opportunities for winning videos. So grab your cameras or phones and create an entry. Register and submit your video at classmates4life.com. All entries are due March 1st. Show us how we can all be classmates for life.
Excellent. That's a great video. Thanks for putting that together. I wanted to take a minute and just run through the contest. So it's peer-to-peer communication. It's classmate to classmates. 30 to 60 seconds, take out your phone or video camera, make a video, and turn it into Frederick County Public Schools. Share it with your friends. It'll be all over YouTube. Tell everyone about it. We need to get the word out. Participants, it's open to all Frederick County Public Schools, teams or individuals, or you can just get a group of friends together and go do it at home, whatever you want to do. Viewing the videos, we'll put them on the Frederick County Public Schools website at Classmates for Life, and they'll also be on their own YouTube channel. Judging the videos. The videos will be reviewed by a secret group of judges after they're turned in on March 1st. So, red carpet award ceremony will be on March 21st. It'll also have a resource fair. So it begins at 5:45 at Frederick High School. And the resource fair will contain all kinds of folks in the treatment world, in the education world, the sheriff's department, health department. So parents can come and get all the education they want for their kids, and the kids can browse and learn on their own also. The affiliation, Classmates for Life Film Fest was part of the governor's task force for heroin and opioid education. It was established to prevent drug abuse. And with the help of the Southern Frederick Rotary Club and the Rotary Clubs of Frederick, we hope to get the word out and get the business community more involved. The timeline, the contest is kicked off today. The videos are created now through March 1st. The videos are released to the public on March 12th. The videos are judged the 5th through the 14th, and the award ceremony is March 21st at 5:45 at Frederick High School. I want to thank our sponsors. because it's important to get not only the students involved, the school system, the treatment providers, but also the business community, as well as the health department and sheriff's department. We have all the pieces in place now, so we can really do a lot to educate the public and our students about why drugs are bad. Our sponsors this year, of course, Frederick County Public Schools. Can't say enough about them and their participation. They've been great. Frederick County Health Department, Sheriff's Department, Mac Business Solutions, your Mac store downtown, the Maryland International Film Festival. All the kids who make the winning videos will get a free entry into the Maryland International Film Festival, which will be in April this year. The Rotary Clubs of Frederick County, thank you. And of course, Wells House, thank you for pulling together the resource fair and all your help with this event. We couldn't do it without you. I'd like to bring up Dr. Teresa Albin, Superintendent of Public Schools, to say a few remarks about what this means to the school system and the community.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting this very important event. We know there's a crisis, and we know that when you have a crisis, it takes a community working together to find the answers. So this crisis impacts not only our students, but families. Sheriff Jenkins was presenting to our staff a few days ago, and he said just about anyone you know has been affected by this. And so we know that this is important, but we needed to listen to the voices of our students to understand the best way to approach this. Because we do a lot of drug prevention education in our schools. We talk about making good choices and good decisions. But when I ask high school seniors, does that help? Their response to me is, well, of course, you've given us the facts. But what really makes a difference is when we hear from our peers, when we hear the stories and the messages from people like us. So here's a real world problem. We're asking students to find a creative way to create a compelling message for their peers. And I think that is one of the things that makes this unique. Because as Jennifer said, 50,000 views of your peers sharing an important message to you. The other thing we know is that when students do something and we highlight it, lots of parents come. And so when we have this event on March 21st, and we are highlighting, and I think if you haven't had a chance to look at some of the previous videos, when you see what the kids create, you will be amazed. They are incredibly talented students out there. But parents want to come and celebrate that, and so there's that resource fair. And you have a lot of people coming in, and they're with their child. And so conversations can happen, information can be shared, and awareness can be garnered. And that's the important part of this, because so many times we think, well, this wouldn't happen in my family or to my child. And the reality is this is happening everywhere. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic level. It doesn't matter your race or your religion. This is a crisis that is touching all of us. And so I am very, very proud of the work that our FCPS team does to support this. I am even more proud of the amazing students who will step up and do amazing videos to get a very important and compelling message out to our community. So it is truly an honor to be partnering with all of you. Thank you, Councilman Shreve, for continuing to nurture and support this. And I can't wait to see what they come up with this time. Thank you.
So yeah, this is a great contest. Over 50,000 views on YouTube so far. It continues to grow every day. And just in case that wasn't enough of a reason to compel students to participate in this program, we have some awesome prizes. So the thing you're most excited about is this year, because of the Rotary Clubs of Frederick County, we're giving away scholarships. So that's important. It's a great thing. It adds an educational component for furthering your education to the program that we didn't have before. We also have a Frederick County student that graduated with me is the production manager for the Orioles. So tickets to an Orioles game and a visit to the production studio. We have tickets to a studio tour of NBC in DC. We have movie tickets, pizza parties, and of course we have iPhones. Frederick County PTA donated a GoPro, and we have lots more prizes coming in every day. So get your camera, make a video, help be a classmate for life. Thank you.